Hey everybody, what's up? This is George Reviews doing a group shot because I really don't have a theme this week, and probably going to be the case for the double review, hence why Happy's in the back. For my retro news, and most likely, and if you're seeing this by the title, Comic-Con catch-up, which honestly isn't much, so we'll do the big stuff out of the way before we get to the critical role of it all, hence why Fox Machina's here. Yeah, there's some early footage that I saw in my shorts for the Mighty Nein. It was basically their interview after the circus thing, which was the inciting incident that kicked off the Nine. Speaking of the Nine, and more importantly, Bell's Hells, Tag Team at the Teeth, the VOD finally showed up on Twitch last night as of this recording. I'm recording on a Friday. And, card to the prologue, so you get an idea going into it when they drop the full YouTube version of the VOD for the live show later down the road next week. So, that being said, my overall thoughts with it, it was awesome. It was really cool to see two, one, the most popular team of the entirety of Critical Role itself, and whatever the hell the Bells were doing after Campaign 3. Basically, do this thing called having comeuppance, consequences. Yeah, there were some loose story beats that never really got fully resolved in the finale for Campaign 3. Go to my Critical Role playlist for that, like usual, but yeah, can't wait to see the second half of the show from Elburn. Also, both this and the second half of night 2 of this tag team was in Australia. I think Sydney was the first half, and Melbourne was the final half. So yeah, to any Australian subscribers, hi, good idea, and no, I'm not going to act like that or any other weird colloquialisms I'm probably getting wrong because I'm a dumb American ass. So before we get to my final thoughts, I do want to quickly talk about Daggerheart and more importantly, Age of Umbra, where I feel like this game system finally got to be fully utilized in a 8-part campaign story. Dashcam slash mini review for this 8-shot. Please watch it. It's actually way more condensed than a normal traditional episode was, as far as campaign 3 goes. It wasn't like 4.5 hours long or whatever. It was like a very tight, almost 2.5 hours at times. And yeah, there was a big contention of why Liam and Laura couldn't show up for a good third of this miniseries. It was mostly scheduling conflicts and issues like that, mainly probably because of their real jobs and other stuff that I want to get into, because I don't think they have time to talk about it. I don't know if they're going to do a wrap-up episode explaining why they weren't out for so long, unless the character creation and the Session Zero probably explain it better, so I don't really know. Outside of that, the plot of it was pretty simple. It was just basically Matt finally doing a Soulsborne kind of campaign for the new game system, and ultimately it is a good showcase for Daggerheart as a whole, and honestly I can't wait to see more stories they could do with this game system later down the road for Critical Role as a whole. Lastly, let's get to the Vox Machina of it all. Yeah, they did another teaser, full scene, not just a trailer, but like they actually show a whole scene for the new season coming up later this year. And yeah, there's going to be a Terry Darrington. The only big thing I think I've remembered from my review for season 3 is that they skipped down the whole Bard's Lament for Scanlan for Sam's case, but I don't know how they're going to handle introducing Terry finally into the back half of the campaign that they're going to be adapting for this series. So we'll get to that hopefully when we get to that, hopefully later this year. With that all being said, let's get to some wrap-ups with mainly lack of movies that were out at San Diego Comic-Con. Main reason, Superman and Fantastic Four already had their big debuts and blue carpets for those movies, so go to my reviews for that, like always, as always in the movie playlist. That being said, Predator Badlands had a really cool time here. If you're seeing the spy shot here from their Comic-Con panel, they had a cool gimmick of like showing the Elder Predator or whatever the boss Predator is going to be called in Badlands, and do a nice little thermal to the crowd and everything, which was actually kind of cool. It was a good way to promote it. I don't know how else to, if I was them in their shoes as far as 20th Century Studios goes, so that's really up to them, I guess. Ultimately, speaking of updates for previous reviews, I guess due to the popularity and of what's going on so far with Killers, they got a new post cred, finally confirming some stuff they've always wanted to do for the franchise, namely getting Arnold back in any capacity. I think this new post cred is teasing the idea of having them in the Killer the Killer sequel, which would be pretty cool. If you've seen my review, please go to that as always. Last up for Predator content before we get to the Marvel side of things. Yeah, I don't really talk too much about NECA figures much anymore, mainly because I don't normally collect them. I had a bad history with like their video game stuff they were trying to resculpt back in the day. I guess go to any of those reviews in my old channel. Not my old channel, this channel, if anything else. But seeing a good sorry for the pixelation. I got this from a Facebook screen grab of what is essentially going to be the characters of this movie. But for the hero Predator here, it looks pretty good. We didn't really see too much of what their biomass was going to be, but it was more streamlined than I thought it was going to be, so that might be indicative to its tribe. So we'll figure that out probably when it comes out in October. Another thing I want to briefly mention, I actually am going to probably use heavily spoilers channel for when I get around to talking about 28 years later, because this dude here did a great job being at the backdrop of most of the locations in that movie. So if there's any time to start plugging in other people's channels, yeah, go to that to give you a lead up to hopefully my review when it comes into streaming, hopefully this October. Yeah, I'm pacing out all 3 movies to basically be a marathon Halloween episode like I did with the Cornetto trilogy last year. So the only good news this time around is that it's going to be more probably in line and themed. So if you saw Amanda the Jedi's video for the series, go to that as well, and you'll probably get the better picture of what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, Marvel stuff. Let's get to the obvious. There was a lot of cross-promotion for Magic the Gathering, for pretty much some big heavy hitter stuff. In this particular case, we got a battle damaged Peter, which might be the same sculpt, if I'm not mistaken, than with the Maximum series Peter, which I don't really know, but they are reusing accessories because that web shield was definitely from that figure line, so I don't really know as well. I'm also very much aware that there's going to be a MJ if she was Iron Spire, which was a thing in the comics. I don't know which Amazing run. I could be wrong and say the last half of Dan Slott, so again, I don't really know. But the whole gimmick around most of this is that it's a crossover with Magic the Gathering, because I believe these are going to be new card packs for the new wave coming out when this drops later this year. So, that's pretty cool, more or less. There is a third character. No, actually, there's 2 more characters online. Sorry in advance. Oh, no, Retro's half remembering stuff from a week and a half ago. I know, so random. We do get an Anti-Agent Venom. I don't know what the booster pack is going to be for this card. So, again, I never played Magic a day in my life, so let me know in the comments if anything else, as always. For the figures themselves, they're not bad. They're not full-blown runbacks of, like, previous sculpts, so I'll give that at the very least. Especially in Anti-Venom's case, there's not a lot of, like, Anti-Agent Venoms out there in the world. I wouldn't mind confirmation of, like, a Flash Thompson head, or whoever is the new host for that Anti-Venom now in the comics. So, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. The last character in this wave, I honestly do not know. Oh, it's Wolfman. I think it could be Flash Thompson. No, Jonah's kid, because he was also a wolf guy, too. He was a wolf about it then, so... might be... Oh, yeah, it's definitely John Jameson, if he was, I guess, isekai'd into a D&D series, I guess, speaking of Critical Role ties, so, I guess. So, yeah, this is, not my Secret Wars, Wolverine. You can already tell. It's probably the same sculpt, because this is a update for the, X-Men 97 wave. This is going to be the 2 packs that has been flooding most of the back half of this wave. This is going to be the back half of the season. It's going to be a lot of 2 packs themed around particular episodes of the season. Obviously, in Rogue and Gambit's case, the basketball episode early on in the season, and obviously for most of the team, in this 2-pack. It's obviously Jean and Scott doing their first appearance costumes after the Phoenix Saga, and obviously in this other 2-pack, Storm and Wolverine getting ready for the finale for that season. And honestly, the shots themselves are honestly not bad for what it is. I'm also remembering that Morph is also getting a single pack, which I think is the only character total out of this whole wave that's going to be a single pack, other than no, wait, I'm lying. I know not Gene. Jubilee is getting a single pack, and I think Sunspot's getting a single release as well. So out of like the 10-ish characters they have to run through, they have to do double packs and single packs, so I guess they kind of split it out evenly. I'm also aware that Cable is also getting a single release as well. This is going to be the Cable from the first half of the season, not in his blue and yellows in the back half of the season for the finale. So again, if you've seen my review for the original comic version of the Yellow Suit Cable, go to it as always. And yeah, that's kind of it for news. So wrap-ups goes as this. I don't really know the speed runification they're doing with these 2-packs, but it kind of makes sense to just, I guess, finish the line. In Hasbro's case, as far as Marvel goes, I know I'm missing out on a lot of figures that also came out as well. I know Jada Toys did a big splash for fighting game stuff for Street Fighter, and I'm very much aware that the classic Mortal Kombat line for McFarlane Toys also dropped previews for that as well at the show floor. I don't really know if they're going to have any movie-themed ones for Mortal Kombat 2 for when that movie drops, probably later this year as well. So, again, other than taking a shot every time I say later this year, that's kind of where I am with the news. So, like I said, I'm going to be back hopefully this weekend to do catch-up double reviews for Happy Gilmore 2 and K-Pop Demon Hunters. Yes, say that 5 times fast as a double review theme. But with that all being said, take care, subscribe, go to the group shot here to see my previous video, which was, of course, my Fantastic Four First Steps video. And, yeah, go to what figure form I'm going to have to choose for a Sailorverse theme. Yeah, that's going to be a while. To see my shorts playlist for the Things I Missed series for that movie as well, as also my quick previews of what was going on during my Nein's animated teaser dropping. Another thing I forgot to mention throughout most of the Critical Role Happened in the news is that Yasha wasn't anywhere near in the marking of it. I don't know if that's a reference to Blacklist and like not Blacklist. I always do this. Blind Spot. One of the procedural shows Ashley Johnson was in during that campaign. If it's a reference or not, let me know in the comments down below for my Night fans. And until I get hounded by them in the comments, I'm Richard Q saying, please be nice to me, my Night fans. Please. I don't know. I didn't sit through the whole actual play. Please, just give me a hint, you guys.